All right, let's talk about building an ERP project team because honestly, this part can make or break the whole project. Hey everyone, Omar here, founder of Spectrum Codes. We're a tech consulting company that has been helping businesses scale through digital transformation for the last 5 years. So, you're about to implement an ERP system. New processes, new software, lots of change. And the first question usually is, who do we actually need on this team? Because an ERP project doesn't really work by just who's available. You need a team for that. So the truth is, an ERP project isn't an IT project, really. It's a business transformation project. So that's why your team needs more than just technical people. So let's start at the top. Every ERP project needs an executive sponsor. This is usually a senior leader, someone with real authority in your business. Their job isn't to sit in meetings all day. Their job is to remove roadblocks, approve the budgets, and make decisions when things get stuck. When departments disagree, this person steps in and says, here's the direction that we're going. Without an active sponsor, ERP projects tend to drift away or fail quietly. Next up, you have the project manager. This is the person keeping everything on track. Timelines, scope, risks, communications, all of it flows through them. They don't need to be the most technical person in the room, but they absolutely need to understand how ERP projects work. When tasks slip, when requirements change, when stakeholders get nervous, the project manager is the one holding it all together. Now, here's where a lot of companies tend to underestimate things. Business process owners. These are the people who actually run the business today. Finance, procurement, manufacturing, sales, HR, supply chain, each major function should have a business process owner. The responsibility is to define how the business should work in the new system, not how it worked 10 years ago, not what one person prefers, but what makes sense for the organization going forward. They answer questions like, how should approvals work? What do we really need? What steps can we simplify or eliminate completely? If you don't involve the right business people here, you'll end up with a system that technically works, but nobody wants to use. Closely tied to that role are subject matter experts. These are your power users, the people who live and breathe the day-to-day details. They know the exceptions, the weird cases, and the real-world pain points. Their job is to support the business process owner by validating requirements, reviewing the designs, and later helping with testing and training. So, speaking of testing, let's talk about IT. Your internal IT team plays a critical role, even if you're working with an external ERP vendor or system integrator. So the IT handles things like infrastructure, security, integrations, data migration, and system performance. They also make sure that the ERP system that you're installing into a broader technology landscape of the company, you mean like internet, connections, the servers, and all of those things. Then there is the implementation partner or the ERP consultant that you hired. These are the people who've done this many times before. They bring best practices, system expertise, and lessons that are learned from other projects. Their responsibility is to configure the system, guide the design decisions, and warn you when something sounds risky, even if it's not what you want to hear. The best ERP consultants don't just say yes to everything, they explain the trade-offs. Another role that often gets overlooked is change management. So ERP systems change how people work. That creates fear, resistance, and confusion, the work. That if it's not handled properly. Change management focuses on communication, training, and adoption. They help answer the questions like, why are we doing this? How will this affect my job? What support will I get? When change management is ignored, users resist the system. And that's when spreadsheets quietly come back. Finally, last but not least, you need a strong testing and training effort. Users should be involved in testing real-life scenarios, not just clicking buttons to see if screen loads. And training shouldn't be a one-time presentation. It should be role-based, practical, and timed close to go live, so people actually remember what they learned. So if you zoom out, a successful ERP project team is a mix of leadership, business expertise, technical skills, and change support. So it's not about having the biggest team, it's about having the right people with clear responsibilities who are empowered to make those decisions. So get the team right, and the technology has a real chance to succeed. Get it wrong, and even the best ERP system in the world won't save the project. And that's the foundation of building an ERP project team that actually works. If you found this video helpful, click like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.